Tulia waddled to the edge of the icy cliff. Her feathers puffed against the wind. Below her, the sea crashed in bursts of white spray. Around her, hundreds of penguins huddled, flippers tight, eyes half closed. But Tulia was wide awake. Cracks had been forming in the ice shelf, not tiny ones, but long, jagged lines that crept like claws beneath their feet. Most penguins didn't notice, or pretended not to, but Tulia did. She watched the glacier daily, noting how the nesting grounds had shifted, by inches at first, then more, and the sound beneath the ice had changed. No longer a soft hum, but groaning, heavy, hollow. She approached Elder Koru, the colony's oldest and most respected penguin. He stood like a statue near the rookery's edge. "The ice is thinning," Tulia said. "We need to move." Koru didn't turn. "The cliffs have held for generations," he replied. "Your flippers are young, Tulia. You hear things that aren't there." Tulia's feathers bristled. "I've studied the sea, the wind, even the clouds. Something is changing." Still, the elders shook their heads. "The nests are here. The fish return here. This is where we belong." Tulia lowered her gaze. But deep down, she knew she was right. She began to test new routes, quietly. At night, she slid down frozen gullies and climbed icy ridges. She followed the stars. After days of exploring, she found a new ridge. High, solid, safe. She returned to the colony, breathless but hopeful. "There's a better place," she told the younglings. "Help me scout it." The younger penguins nodded, curious and brave. Together, they ventured out. They waddled, slipped, slid, and climbed. Along the way, Tulia showed them how to read the stars, how to listen for creaks in the ice, how to trust their instincts. Back at the colony, the ice moaned again, louder this time. The cliffs trembled. A chunk fell, splashing into the sea. Panic stirred. Tulia stood before the elders once more. "Please," she said, "I've found a way. We can't stay." This time, the silence was longer, heavier. Then Elder Koru sighed. "Where would you lead us, Tulia?" She pointed to the stars. "To where the ice still listens. To where the land still holds." The colony moved. Slowly, carefully, Tulia led the way. A long black and white line stretching across the snow. Winds howled. Ice cracked. But they moved together. Some doubted. Some grumbled. But every time the earth groaned beneath them. They looked to Tulia. And kept going. They reached the ridge by morning. The view was vast, rolling hills of snow. A sea of silver. And cliffs high and firm. Safe. The younglings cheered. Parents built new nests. Even the elders nodded with approval. Tulia stood at the edge. Heart racing, not from fear, but pride. Elder Koru approached her quietly. "The ice below our feet," he said, "was never as steady as the voice inside you." From that day on, Tulia became the colony's guide. Not its loudest, not its strongest, but its listener, its watcher, its leader. She taught others to read wind, water, and stars, and to trust the soft voice inside, the one that whispers truth even when others don't want to hear it. Each year, as the ice changed, Tulia led new journeys. They moved, adapted, endured, and always, they remembered courage comes in listening. When Tulia grew old, she watched new chicks step forward, eyes wide and bright. She smiled. The colony was in good flippers. On the coldest nights, when stars danced overhead, young penguins told her story of the one who saw the cracks, who trusted her instincts, who dared to move first. And far below, the sea whispered beneath the ice. But up above, Tulia's colony thrived, safe, strong, and always listening.